So let's get started because I think you want to get back to work or you want to get back to visiting. So as I said, we've been visiting people in the last 5-6 days. And yesterday I reflected on why we visit certain people every year during Chinese New Year. And I also reflected on why Chinese New Year is a festival that lasts 15 days. It's a really, really long time, and it indicates that it's really a big deal. Okay, it's so important. Why we make this visitation, so many things in Chinese New Year, a ritual. And of course, it has to do with relationships. So ritual and relationships were subjects of our last two Motivational Mondays. It's worthy of reflection because if we understand the why, then we can apply some of the virtues of this visitation of, in Chinese New Year. We can apply some of these virtues throughout the year. Imagine receiving ang paos throughout the year, and even better still, giving ang paos throughout the year. So I uncovered 5 G's, okay, when we visit people. So 5 G's when we visit people. The first G is get together. Okay, so we get together from all around the world. People fly in from different parts of the world. You know how we are a global family today. And then there is this reunion. Okay, it starts with a reunion dinner. Okay, when we get together, it's an opportunity to also bury the hatchet. Within the family, I'm sure there are a lot of disagreements that take place. Opportunity to forget all that. Even among friends, we don't want to hold sore feelings during this time. It brings bad luck. We don't want to give people bad luck. So we patch relationships. And, social media has, of course, increased connections, but there's really no substitute for a physical hug and eating auntie's handmade pineapple tarts or her chai tao kueh. Okay, so get together is a main thing. Okay, and when we visit people, it is going out to get together with other people. Okay, now, the second G is gratitude. Okay, so for me, I listed down people I'm grateful for. Number one, my parents, my godmother, and then the people who've been involved in my adult life. So these were the people I visited. Okay, my parents are no longer around, but my children came to visit me. Okay, I went to visit my godmother, who is 98 years old. I went to visit General Law Kiat, okay, who was my commanding officer when I first came back and did I completed my national service in 1983. He was at that time he was CEO of 6SR. That's in 1983. I kept in touch with him all these years because, I eventually led his battalion in the reserves. I went to visit Mr. Wee Tiong Hao, my financial planning mentor and my spiritual mentor. I went to visit Paul Chain, who was my boss in the construction for many, many years. These people did so much for me, and I'm just deeply in gratitude for them. There's, of course, the tea ceremony is an outward expression of gratitude. The children, they come and they pang there, and then they give us an ang pao and we give them an ang pao. Now, how else did I show gratitude? I sent Chinese New Year greetings, of course, but I sent Chinese New Year greetings with additional remarks to the children of old family friends who used to be on that list of people I would visit, but they're no longer around. For example, for my very, very close, my father's very, very close friend, Auntie Sunoy, she died, I think, at 97. Okay. I wrote to her daughter, "Dear Yu Xian, gong xi fa cai to you and your family, remembering your wonderful parents too." So, it was an opportunity to remember that every Chinese New Year, we would visit without fail, her mother. And of course, I did the same with my god sister. So that's gratitude. Then the third G is generosity. When you visit people, you look at the spread of cookies, the spread of food. They cook up a storm. This one so busy with the month-end closing, but you have to. This is a special occasion. You have to cook and you cook and you cook. And then that's the generosity that is expressed during Chinese New Year. It's generosity that has been there all through the years, but it comes out especially in Chinese New Year. Ang paos, okay, that's an expression of generosity, and we give ang paos to, for example, the rubbish collector, first most important person to give people to give ang paos to, and the open house, when people open their home, that's an expression of generosity. Come, celebrate with us. And then the fourth G is what I call growth. Okay, why do I say growth? Because when I visit people, it's an opportunity to see progress. Okay, how the children have grown from baby to teenage and to national service to university. Then they're working, and the most exciting part is they're married. And you feel so happy. Finally, I don't have to give ang pao to this person. My son Chris has been receiving ang pao for 36 years. Finally, the aunties are saying, "Wow, thank goodness you got married." Okay, so, and of course, it's a relief to him. He doesn't have to keep explaining why he's still single. But it's good to be single. Okay, so it's an opportunity to see progress, and it's an opportunity to be inspired. When people say, "Wow, you look so young. Wow, your hair is still so black. You're so fit." Jackie and I had those comments from fellow guests about our fitness. So we also had an opportunity to inspire other people. What do you do? What is your exercise routine and all these things? And of course, must be new skin. The difference demonstrated. Okay, you get to be models. You get to be influencers for 15 days of the year. Okay, so that's 4 G's. Okay, get together, gratitude, generosity, growth. And the last G, what do you think is the last G? The last G is gambling, of course. Okay, so gambling is firstly an excuse to get together and then spend longer time together. Okay, it's not this short visit. You spend a long time together. You eat and then you have fun at the same time. Winning is often interpreted as a sign of a prosperous year, while losing is taken lightly with the belief that bad luck is being spent early. So it's win-win. Whether you win or you lose, you win. Okay. Now, but gambling is also about the other G word, grace. So grace and gambling come together because it involves risking and gaining reward. Okay. There's no mathematical way to win, unless you cheat. So there's some risk involved and there's a reward involved. And both of these, risk and reward, are important to entrepreneurs. Risk and reward are key elements not only in finance, but in living an abundant life. An abundant life enables us to contribute abundantly. Now, let me share with you what I heard in church yesterday. Okay, the pastor was sharing on the topic of faith. What do we trust in? So what do we trust in? People trust in their understanding, people trust in their heart, okay, or they trust in their capabilities. So the pastor shared a story of Mother Teresa and the Jesuit priest and philosopher John Kavanagh. Okay, John Kavanagh comes from St. Louis University. Kavanagh recounts his experiences working with Mother Teresa in her House of the Dying in Calcutta in the mid-1970s during his formation as a Jesuit. So he went to visit her for a month, and he sought her counsel as he pondered his future. He wasn't sure if he should return to America to become a university professor, or if he should stay abroad and work with the poor. So Kavanagh asked her to pray for clarity. Mother Teresa said, "No, I will not pray for clarity. Clarity is the last thing you are clinging to and must let go of. He said, I was surprised when she said she wouldn't pray for clarity. She said, what I needed was trust. Kavanagh responded to her, assuming that she had always had clarity, that she'd always known what she was supposed to be doing. But Mother Teresa said, I have never had clarity. What I have always had is trust. So I pray that you trust God. And that is why Mother Teresa could accomplish big things, huge things, by God's grace. And so grace has been a topic we've been talking about a lot. Okay, in success equals to intention plus action plus grace. Grace is that huge difference in people's lives. Okay, so just a little bit to end. Why is Chinese New Year over 15 days? Sorry, why is Chinese New Year held over 15 days? Because it takes time to do these 5 things. Okay, and we want to do them. We want to do them unrushed. We want to do them meaningfully. We want to enjoy doing it. Tradition dictates what is done on different days. Okay, so those of you who are more familiar with tradition. Now, I'm not sure how many of us know that day 3 and 4 are actually days to avoid visiting friends. I remember that my parents used to say that. Okay? So the 3rd day of Chinese New Year this year was Friday the 31st, the last day of business for January. Okay, I myself hadn't met my team goals. So I was really glad for the full day, to focus on my new skin business targets, no visiting. The 4th day was Saturday, the 2nd, and I visited, I told you I visited a lot of people on that day, and it shows that this custom is ignored because a lot of people had their open house. Okay, so that's a little aside about 15 days, okay. So if it's important and valuable, let's build these 5 aspects into our daily life, not just practice at Chinese New Year, and those 5 aspects get together: gratitude, generosity, growth, and grace or risk-taking. So, let this be your greatest year.